robust urban garlic flavor.
Alright everybody, I got big news. There's plenty going on in the Snort Fort, and DSP is going to let us know about these big changes that are going to fundamentally change DSP gaming forever. Or, you know, so he claims. Let's get into it.
Alright. No, we're not planning on moving out of Washington. At least, not now. Maybe someday. Definitely not now. Right now, here's the plan, to be honest, is stay the course, continue to do good streams, make good money, start to save up, okay? And stay the course when it comes to financials, so that in a few years, when the economy turns, when interest rates finally start to go down, which they absolutely finally should eventually, they're not going to stay bad forever, okay? I want to refinance my house. I have an insane amount of equity in my home that I could do a ton of things with. I want to renovate my house. I want to pay off debts that you know, I have. I just went about to basically, like, get clean. I want the only kind of debt that I owe. Like I said, I want to refinance my home, use the equity that I have in my home to do some home renovations because my house has things that are falling apart. And I want to get some of that equity to do things like pay off any existing debts that I have, outside of the mortgage, obviously.
Wait, you haven't paid off your mortgage, but you want to take money out against your house? That doesn't sound very smart, Phil. Like, refinancing your mortgage, yeah, you can do that if you get a lower rate, but equity, taking money out and using your house as collateral, that's a bad idea for you. You've racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars on credit card debt, so that could cause you to lose your house, Phil.
I want to have some money to do stuff like maybe this trip, and or maybe some big things to improve the business and or other things. And then when that's done, you know, then, all right, let's start to look at other big things that could happen. But right now, that's it. Like, that's really it. Oh, I'll just go on a trip. No, I'm not going to start blowing insane amounts of money on a trip or anything right now. I spent a ton of money last year to upgrade the setup here in the business. So I'm good for now, at least. I mean, every once in a while, there'll be something I have to upgrade minor, you know? But not anything too crazy. I'm not going to need a whole new PC. I'm not going to need, you know, insanely expensive stuff anytime soon, so I should be good in that regard. And I should be able to save up while preparing for a refinance.
Like, even the idea of taking out a mortgage against your house to pay for streaming equipment is ludicrous. The only thing you really need is a computer, which you can find anywhere from like $800 to $2,400, and then a microphone, which the one you have now is $300, it's now $330, but you don't need tens of thousands of dollars to live stream games, Phil. What he's gonna do if any bank looks at his history and says, oh, I'm gonna give you a loan, those loans are gonna be very high rates. His credit score can't go up that high. And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna blow a lot of the money on stupid stuff like champions. And I'll just say this now, I'm not a financial expert. If you actually want that information, go talk to a fiduciary, not somebody who just makes commentary videos on YouTube.
And then once the refinance goes through, then you work on the next stuff. But that's it. Like, it's basically a waiting game. It's a patience game. I need my credit score to go up. It can't go up until my bankruptcy falls off my credit report. That's going to be at least another probably 2 years-ish. And once that happens, then my credit should start to get higher again. Then I'll get favorable interest rates and offers.
But yeah, Phil, your bankruptcy is public information. I can Google it. You don't think banks would do that when they're offering you a loan? You're gonna get higher rates than the average person just because you went bankrupt and you've racked up tons of credit card debts. They're gonna look at that. And even if your credit report recently is good, they're gonna look more thoroughly and say, this guy's high risk. I'm gonna give him a very high level of interest.
For things like refinancing and go and doing that stuff. No, we don't want to go to Vegas. Absolutely not. All right, how about this, guys? If you guys get me to the goal right now, I will drop a bombshell on all of you here tonight. Something that absolutely no one knows, absolutely jaw-dropping news, and I'll break it here first, but we got to hit the goal right now. And I'm actually not, it's not a joke. It actually is true. So by the way, look, there's a second detour. I'm taking a second detour. There's nothing I could do. This job is going to be late. There's nothing I can do about it. There's 2 different detours on the highway. What am I going to do, right? I couldn't see. Usagi said, why didn't you break the law? Did you see? Last time when I tried to do that, I got screwed. I would have got screwed again. Because the road was completely blocked. This sucks. I'm just... At this point, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be ultra late unless they keep driving in circles. What is the news? I'm not going to tell you the news first. It's a humongous lore update is what it is. Humongous lore update. One of the things that idiots repeat all the time, and you guys have not been in the know whatsoever on it whatsoever because I've kept it private, but I will spill the beans tonight, but we have to hit the goal right now. If we don't hit the goal, I'm not telling you. So let's go.
Yeah, but you already told us it's something that we already make fun of, so it's going to be something extremely stupid and pointless. It's not like you're dropping a bombshell like Pat left you or something.
Preferably in subs, by the way, over on Kick. But if you want to do kicks, if you want to do super chats, members, whatever, it's all good. Let's go.
So there are 2 reasons why he's pushing Kick so hard. One, because he lost a lot of gifted memberships, so he wants those gifters to re-gift them. Or, you know, actually people re-upping them on their own, which, you know, they won't do. That's just the nature of gifted subs. And he also gets paid weekly by Kick, so he'd rather have 20 subs than a $100 super chat.
Look how bad this is. I have to go all the way around. So this is 2 different detours. Imagine being a trucker and this is your life. Just constant detours because of... By the way, absolutely no one has contributed. No one.
Mind you, he's like less than halfway to the goal, so he's asking for $75 plus in 10 minutes.
So I guess I'm just not going to tell you guys then. Forget it. And this will be the final truck sim stream too. That's that. If that's how you want it. If that's how you want it, I mean, fine. Well, you can have it your way. I haven't even had a contribution in 31 minutes. Are you guys aware of this? 31 minutes.
Remember, guys, it's all a joke. He doesn't have a stopwatch there telling him when the last time he got a contribution coming in. It's all a joke for laughs. Come on, everybody. Let's laugh with Phil. He's totally not serious about e-begging.
Come on. Out of the way. Most Tasteless has gifted a sub. Thank you, Most Tasteless, for gifting a sub. We're now at 78 of support. For the record, all of you tossing those single kicks, that's fine, but you're kind of wasting because you're not helping the goal. You have to do 100 or more, then it counts towards the goal. So instead of dropping 100 single pennies, just do the 100 now, and I'll add it to the goal, and you'll get the news that you wanted instead of wasting it. I don't know why you're not doing that.
Phil, they know. They don't care about the goal, and they don't care about your stupid announcement. They know.
That's right, 126 subs to go to hit the goal. Let's go right now. Let's get 26 subs. Let's get it only down to 100. 100 subs in 3 days is doable. So let's get it now. Let's go. Let's get some subs on this stream right now, and I will spill the tea. I'll tell you the information that you have no idea about whatsoever.
What Phil doesn't get is that he has so many goals and so many specific things that it makes it very confusing for his audience. They're not going to keep track of it, and as a result, they're just going to lose interest. And because of that, he's going to have to tell them 5 times more than he already does. We're in goal overload territory.
$5. $5. 55. This is correct. Wait a minute. No, guys, I'm serious. This is... You see what it's doing? This is where we were before, and there was a detour. So unless they've cleared that detour from before, there's no way to do this delivery. You're gonna go soon, Jade? All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Jade. I appreciate you coming by and saying hello. Sorry you can't stick around the whole night. Yeah, this is... If they didn't move that accident from before, there's no way to complete this delivery. There's 2 different road hazards in the way. How did they not know that they effed up their game like that? That you could have 2 road hazards that block your progress, and now you have no way to do a delivery. This is kind of stupid. Well, oh, here it is. See? Dude, we're screwed. So forget it. I'm going to try to go around. There's no way to do this job if I obey the rules of the road here. They put 2 road hazards in the way. Bookwell says, You have to look at the map and plan your own route. Don't blindly follow GPS. No. I'm a gamer. I'm not an actual navigator. I'm just going to blindly follow GPS and they're gonna like it.
Buckwell, you should know very well. Phil needs his yellow paint.
We got a couple subs coming in from Phil's best friend. Very nice. All right, here's what we'll do. Cruise control. And let's do some shout outs. All right. So we have The Block. Then we have 2 gifted subs from Phil's best friend. Thank you, Phil's best friend. And then there was a $10 tip from You're Not Funny. Would you consider going to Vegas or Disney? I know you went to Vegas 3 times, but never explored the place. You were holed up in the hotel practicing for tournaments. At Disney, you were only there for 45 minutes. My wife and I talked about it. Even though those are close, we don't want to do them. Too touristy. If we're going to do something, we want to just go somewhere where we'll research and we'll go to like a nice relaxing place and do fun stuff we want to do. And it's not a touristy thing. You know what I'm saying?
Phil, Vegas is not close to you. You still have to take a plane to get there unless you want to drive for hours upon hours.
Like, go to a lodge somewhere, have some good food, and just be cozy and enjoy some snow or something in the mountains. That's what we're thinking of, but we'll see. So thank you. You're Not Funny with the $10 tip. I think that was the big tip of the night so far. It is. It's the only tip of the night. And so, we are now 103 of support. 47 to go. All right, 47 to go. And when we hit that goal, I will drop some interesting stuff, some lore for you guys. Oh, we got 2. We got 2 big kicks that just came out over on Kick. Wait, we had 4? We had 4 big kicks that just came out on Kick. So we had 500 kicks from Blucher. Thank you to Blucher for 500 kicks. That's $5. Then we had Darkside Burnell. It's impossible to read his message. It's too small. I have to see if I can get it in the chat here. This is the problem. I don't have a queue to read this. So Darkside Burnell did 500 kicks. How much exercise do you do to burn excess calories from drinking? What does your daily exercise routine look like? Any plans to go to the gym? I'm not going to the gym. No, I'm working out at home. I don't need to go to the gym. Okay? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I can't stop belching tonight. As for drinking, when I'm drinking, like for example, these drinks only have about 100 calories each. I can't see it right now because I'm in the dark, but this drink I believe only has like 100, 200 calories. So really I only have to burn off like 300-400 calories. It's not that big of a deal. A full workout usually will do that.
Depends on what you're doing and how long you're doing it for.
Okay, so it's fine. It's no big deal there. But no, I'm not going to the gym. I don't have to. I have stuff going on at home, so I don't have to go to the gym. That's the whole point.
Yeah, guys, he can't go to the gym. The detractors would find him there.
Then, your future stepdad did a 500 kick. So we had basically 3 different people who just did 500 kicks at once. So thank you guys. I'm sorry again. It's very sloppy trying to take track of kicks right now. I am hoping that there will be a queue that will track kicks in the future. Right now there is not. There's no way to track them. But once there is, then I should be able to read your messages and do things a lot easier, just like I do with super chats on YouTube. Okay? Darkside Burnell did another 500 kicks. You tell me about your workout routine. What do you do? I'm looking forward to get out and working myself. You missed it. I talked about it earlier. I'll tell you again. Hold on. Buckwell, you did 100 kicks? Okay, thank you. That would be another $6. What are we at now? Brock Landers, a.k.a. Dr. Lexus, who used to be Dr. Lexus, just came in and dropped 6 subs. 6 subs from Brock Landers. So it is official. We did hit the goal, and then I'm going to do the lore drop for you guys. Or how about this? Because we were talking earlier, you guys want the lore drop, correct? Because earlier, like on the pre-stream, people wanted me to take my shirt off again. And I was like, dude, I'll take my overshirt off again if you really want me to. I don't care. It's not a big deal to me.
It's so not a big deal for Phil that he changed his camera angle so when he's playing a game, it's him basically shoulders up now. Before you could see more of his torso.
But now it seems like people want the lore drop. So I'll do the lore drop if that's what you want. It's up to you. But you're not getting both. You're only getting one or the other. You understand? You can't get both. You can't have it both ways. So you either the shirt comes off or you get a new lore drop that you'll be interested in. So you have to make your decision.
Remember when Phil was the guy who bragged that he put even more clothes on for money? Times sure have changed.
No, not both shirts, the overshirt, I said.
Well, there's really no point in that then, unless you adjust your camera angle or something.
People want the lore. Are you kidding me? Look what's ahead. You've got to be joking. How could this possibly be closed? Oh, God. Oh! Holy... Did you see that? Yo! Oh my God, that was death. That was death. They are dead. There is no way they survived that. They are absolutely dead. The truck launched into the sky. It was going so fast. Oh my God. Holy Tuesday, that was insane. I have never seen anyone like that do that in the game before. Wow. There you go. Now you guys can't say that I'm the worst driver in American Truck Sim. You saw that. Exactly. That was like a Final Destination 2 pileup. That was insanity. Let's get to cruise control. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have done it, and we didn't even get to the second half of the stream yet. Thank you all so very much for supporting American Truck Sim week in, week out. We had that little blip, but now it seems like we're back on track. And again, as long as you guys show up and support Truck Sim, I will keep it in the rotation. Prepare yourselves for a lore drop here on DSPgaming tonight. I know that you're very excited to hear what's happening in my life. Here we go. Are you ready for this? All right, is everyone ready for the lore drop? Oh, Darkside Brunel says we're going to talk about your workout routine first. You're right. Let me do that first because that would be a lot. I'd be messed up if I didn't do that. So what I'm doing is I'm doing sets of exercises.
Wow, Phil, that's very specific.
Together to work out separate muscle groups. And right now, one night I'm doing 4, and the next night I'm doing 4, and it's all different exercises, and I do 3 sets. Actually, I take that back. Now that I'm rethinking about it, one night I do 3 sets of all 4 of those exercises. And then the next night, I do 4 sets of 4 separate exercises.
Wow, you are a very descriptive man in how you can talk so much and yet say so very little.
And each workout takes between anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending. And it's all free weights.
And that means it's probably a variable amount of time he spends resting. So who really knows unless he gives us clear and specific details what he's actually doing. He may have done this earlier in the stream, but he's talking about it here, so I'm not going to go back and double count.
It's all free weights based. I don't have like I don't have a bow flex. You know what I mean? I don't go to the gym. It's all free weights.
Don't you have a treadmill too? Why aren't you using that as well for some extra cardio?
That I'm doing. And I bought a set of adjustable free weights that are incredibly easy to use. All it is you take the free weight handle, which weighs like 5 pounds, you put it inside and you rotate. So now it's 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 25, 30, and you just keep adjusting up as high as you want to go. So you can adjust it to all different, weights very easily. And I was telling people earlier, dude, it was so hard when I was a kid. When I was in my 20s trying to work out, weights were a pain. Unless you went to the gym and you had a giant machine, to have free weights at home were a major pain. And they sucked. They were those, like, either solid, like concrete or metal dumbbells that hurt to f around with and have to put them on and off. And they constantly get loose and wiggling. Or it was those sand-filled plastic dumbbells. And those sucked because those would break over time and they would leak all over the place. So now they got all these really good ones now that are just, they auto-adjust.
The thing is, they take up space. So not only are they expensive, you gotta have like a whole room in your house to store them or a rack.
And I wanted to get like the high-end one that was like way high weight. It was actually, I believe it was Bowflex. I think that was the brand. But dude, they were like $600.
Yeah, because the more they weigh, the more they cost you. It's just as simple as that. And you couldn't spend $600 on that because you're wasting all the money on champions instead of saving up and actually buying it on purchases that are good for you.
And I said, well, I can't drop $600 for weights. So I got a set. Ooh, I have to do a vehicle inspection. So I got a set that was like $300. And and that's what I'm using right now, and they're fine for everything that I'm doing, and I'll probably still be using them for quite a while. I've been using them for months. I'll probably still be using them for months. Maybe at one point I'll get to the point where I'll need to get more weight, which is fine if I have to. If I have to figure that out and I have to get another set, I will. But for now, I think I'm going to be good for a while. And another thing is, I explained this to the chat earlier, I am not working out to become a giant roided freak.
Of course you're not, Phil. You don't have the energy to put in that time, because that would take away from your champions and then mass uploading to YouTube. Also, you'd probably pull a muscle or tear a ligament that would discourage you from ever weightlifting again.
I am not working out so that I can become a muscle man. I'm working out simply to be physically fit for my age.
Yeah, it's something you should have been doing for years. It's something that every human should be doing. They should be exercising in some form or another, because if you're a couch potato and you don't move much, it's going to affect you physically and mentally. And guess what? When you exercise, you feel better because your brain reacts positively and releases chemicals because of it.
Okay? Because I wasn't. I was insanely out of shape. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get my wind back. I needed to get my muscles back to working shape, where I can actually do things, and it's for my longevity, for my health, to live longer, for my wife, and you know, that's what it's for.
You know, if he actually wanted more attention on his live streams, what he should be doing is releasing exercise vlogs, because people will have a field day with that. But he won't, because he won't take that vulnerability to get that profit.
So, you're not gonna see DSP on stream one day come out, and all of a sudden I'm 350 pounds of pure ripped muscle like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's never gonna happen.
Of course it wasn't. You don't exercise and expect results one day. You have to do it routinely over a period of time, so you gradually get results.
Okay, but you will see me get toned. You will see me be more muscular and less fat. You're gonna see that because I am working out regularly.
I don't know, Phil. Apparently you've been working out for months and I haven't really seen anything. Of course, I'm not paying that much attention to it, but the only flexing I've seen you done is your arms.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing with working out right now. Are you ready? I'm going to spill the beans on something that you guys know nothing about, okay? Because we hit the goal. So as you all know, I've been talking about how, as of, what was it, about a month and a half ago, that I have begun, well, not necessarily me, but there is tracking right now of people who are illegally restreaming me and or stealing my content without making it transformative and reposting it on a daily basis, okay? So that's been going on now for about a month and a half, and I'm happy to report tonight that the lore is that it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. The lore is not that, okay?
Yeah, he doesn't even remember correctly when he announced that he was tracking detractors, so that was 2 months plus a week about, so you know by this point that DSP is not taking this seriously, because if he did, he would know the exact date to a T. He would have all his I's dotted and his T's crossed, but it just sounds like he's just riffing on it because, hey, it's just a way to energize his fans.
The lore is much more personal than that. All right, it is. The lore is much more important and personal than that. Fair enough? So, as you know, there are people who love to hyper-focus on everything that I say and do. All right? And one of the things that my detractors have hyper-focused on for many years, actually, is that I believe it was once I just casually mentioned that one of my bathrooms has things wrong with it, like it's busted, has things busted in it and stuff. All right, everyone, so we've got a problem. A problem that requires the proper tools to remedy. So, what's been happening? First of all, you've got to show how you look. Film yourself there in the mirror. We've got a problem with the toilet in the master bedroom. This toilet, I'll show you. Come in here. Here's what happens when we try to flush this toilet. Now, a toilet, normally you flush it, the water goes down, and then it fills up. Watch what happens with this toilet. See what happens? The water does not go down smoothly. And so people would be like, making fun of me and be like, oh, his bathroom is screwed up and stuff. And then I guess the lore or the joke, the running meme became that Phil has like a bunch of broken toilets in his house that don't work at all. And so, you know,
From what I heard, one of the bathrooms in your shower head doesn't work and your dishwasher is broken, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, his house is all a mess. It's all falling apart. Well, you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, I fixed all of the toilets in my house myself. That's right, I did. I fixed them all myself.
Congratulations, Phil. It only took you like, what, 5 years? Kat has been using the outhouse for years. And you didn't even bother to give her toilet paper. You just left her with sawdust. Come on, man. And it's not like he didn't have the money to call a plumber if he didn't spend all of it on gin and WWE champions.
I ordered the parts, I researched how to do it online, and I repaired every toilet. So all of the toilets in my house are now in working order.
Okay, Mr. Fix-It, congratulations. Him thinking this is such a big deal is so laughable. Congratulations, Phil. You did minor chores. Congratulations. Kudos to you. You should get an award for this.
And in fact, so I bought 2 different things because I didn't really know what was like better. And I looked online and no one could really answer, okay? And so I bought 2 different of the plunger flush assembly things. One is like the typical floater kind, but there's actually, a lot of people don't know this, there's another kind now that isn't the one that floats on the water. It's a different kind. I don't even know how it operates, but it has like a hole. There's like a tower with a hole in it. And what happens is as your tank is filling, when the water hits that hole, I guess it detects that there's water in it and just stops.
Wow, Phil, this is really interesting. Totally worth the $77 in 10 minutes.
So it doesn't need to have a floating device to lift up and tell it when to stop filling the tank. Instead, it's like some kind of a water detection. I don't know how it works. I think it's called like...
Dude, you can have a computer tablet on your refrigerator nowadays. This shouldn't be shocking.
Corky's or something like that was the company that it's called or whatever. So anyway, so I had one toilet that 100% was fully functional, had no problems whatsoever. I had one toilet that did not work whatsoever for many, many years.
With the amount of money that you've made from live streaming over the years, the fact that you never called a plumber to have that fixed shows that you have some serious issues. He put hundreds of thousands of dollars on credit cards, but he wouldn't spend a few $100s on a plumber.
And I had one toilet that was working, but had issues because it was taking forever to fill and always had every once in a while some issues running, okay? So what I did is I researched online. It's like basically it was probably the assembly, you know, the, whatchamacallit, the floater assembly thing, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. And so it needed to replace it. And one of them was easier than the other because one of them, when I went to do it, actually, and this is why this one was having issues and it took so long to fill, this tank had a leak and I didn't realize it. This tank's, like, the seals on the bolts on the bottom were actually quite loose, and it must be just, you know, it needs to be tightened every once in a while, perhaps. I didn't know that.
So where was the tank leaking onto, Phil? If it was the floor, you should have noticed it. Like, what is going on in the snort fort? Like, if this happened to me, I'd be so embarrassed that I wouldn't talk about this on a live stream. Are you kidding me?
So I was actually just changing out the entire internal assembly of the toilet, and all of a sudden the thing started pouring water all over the floor. And I'm like, but it's, you know, and I looked and it was because the bolts were actually loose. I had to like really hardly tighten the bolts to stop that from happening.
It sounds like though this was the first time it happened, so maybe you did something while refitting the toilet. I don't know, I'm not an expert in plumbing and Phil's stories just don't make any sense anyways.
But now I have 3 working toilets in my home. All of them work perfect. None of them have any issues. None of them run. None of them leak. And I did it all myself. I mean, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more handy. I'm becoming more healthy. I'm doing all the things that I probably should have done 20 years ago, but I'm finally doing them.
Congratulations, Phil. Way to put on your big boy pants so now Kat has 3 different toilets that she can clog.
It's like I finally have the time and the means to do that. You know what I'm saying? Which is really cool.
Dude, you sound like a guy simultaneously having a midlife crisis and coping after somebody divorced you. Like, seriously, you had the time in the past, you just didn't put any effort into doing this. What this sounds like is you're coping over something. Whether it's money, maybe Kat actually left you, I don't know. But all doesn't seem well in the snort fort if you're bragging about this.
So anyway, there's your lore. And some of you might be saying, well, why is that like lore? Why is that big deal? Because my detractors have made it a big deal for years. They've literally said, oh, the guy has like all broken bathrooms and non-functional toilets in his house. What a bum, what a schlub. So I finally said, I fixed it myself.
Yeah, and it took you years to fix a toilet. All that money that was coming in, and you never had the ability to call a plumber because you were too busy spending thousands upon thousands on champions. Do you see how insane that is, Phil?
You know, it wasn't a big deal. It was a matter of researching how to do it properly, ordering all the right components, doing it all properly, making sure I didn't botch anything and f***ing up so water would squirt. There was one, I'll be honest, one of them when I was doing it, I didn't tighten. So with the way it works with these, I don't know what they're called, flush assemblies, plunger assemblies, whatever the f called. I don't know what they're actually called, right?
My guess is what you're referring to is toilet flush valves.
So they're on a shaft, and the shaft rotates to get the height right, because each tank is a little bit different height. And I didn't tighten it enough. So I had it all working. I'm filling the tank, and the thing wasn't tight, and the thing launched. It launched like this, and the water exploded out of the bowl and just started geysering.
Yeah, now I'm just completely lost.
I had to turn off the water real fast. I was like, oh, I see what I did wrong. I didn't snap it in and tighten it all the way like it was supposed to be. But that was the only problem that I had. It wasn't messed up or anything. Like, I didn't break it. I just, miscalculation. But there you go. So I have always had 2 working toilets.
Yeah, it just boggles my mind that he and Panda Lee bought a condo with 3 bathrooms. There's only 2 of them, or maybe Phil thought he was gonna have kids at some point, I don't know.
But one had a running problem. The other one worked fine, and then I had one that didn't work at all. Now I have 3 fully functional working toilets, and I fixed them all myself.
Look at you, Phil. Everything you do is so wonderful and fantastic. You are totally awesome.
There's your lore. So now the detractors can all make videos about this, because you know they're going to. Like, this is what they do. They actually think this is news, that Phil has toilets in his house. And I'm not kidding you, what they'll try to do, they will actually try to say that I'm lying and disprove this. Like, they'll say, there's no way that Phil could have actually fixed his toilet. He's not smart enough, right? So they're actually going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think you can find ways to fix a toilet, and you wouldn't go on and on about it if you didn't accomplish that or something. From what it sounds like, you probably just changed the toilet flush valves.
They're actually going to start freaking out and be like, his toilet, he didn't do that. There's no way. Idiots. Well, I think it is time to split the part. It is. Butthead, I will agree with you. Butthead says, fixing toilets is super easy. I think they will believe you. Yeah, I agree with you now. Like, I didn't know that at first, how easy it was. I thought that it was actually much harder than it was going to be. But once I did the research, and all I did was I looked at the simple instructions online via video, video tutorials, and I ordered the parts, and I started doing it. I was like, this is really easy. And the thing is, the parts have evolved over time. They're not the old parts anymore. Now they have auto-adjusting height. Like I said, there was this one, it was like Corky's or something, and that one was even easier than the other one. You don't even have to worry about adjusting the float or nothing. It just worked. The water filled, it turned off. I was like, this is great. So there you go. Okay. Oh, God. Bookworm says, now you need RGB lights inside your toilet bowl. Oh, my God. It's disgusting.
I'm sure they make stuff with transparent bowls that have RGBs in them.
And by the way, so how about this? We hit a second goal tonight because we have time to. Maybe then I'll take off the shirt like you guys wanted. But I'm not going to take off my shirt until we hit a second goal because that's what you wanted earlier, right? Anyway, thank you for your support. If we can get more subs tonight, again, that would be great. Remember, we're pushing for subs on Kick. That's what we're going for. We're trying to get subs on Kick to make up for the ones I lost. So please sub or give some subs on Kick if you can tonight, all right? I'll be right back.
Yeah, so this is the state of DSPgaming in 2025. He's bragging about exercising and fixing his toilet. This really sounds like a midlife crisis. Something is definitely going on, because, I don't know, it just could be his 220 nature where he's just doing completely off-the-wall stuff, but nothing he says makes any sense. He drags the most mundane things, and he tries to get you feel like they're very special. I don't know, it just seems like something happened in his life that has fundamentally shifted his focus, or just rattled him. Like, maybe Kat did leave him, maybe his mom passed away. I don't know. But something's going on. It's like, it's been years since that toilet was functioning, and now it's functioning all of a sudden, and you have the gall to brag about it like it's a great victory. No, it's embarrassing that it took you years to fix your toilet. I don't know, man. It just doesn't add up. Like, yeah, you could turn the water off, but because you only need 2, you could get away with having 1. But it's just ridiculous that, like, you have it there and you choose not to fix it regardless. Because you could always just turn the water off and just let it sit there. But the longer you take to fix something, the more expensive it will be. I don't know. I don't get this, man. Maybe Cat finally woke up and decided, hey, he's not worth it anymore. But who knows what's really going on outside of those office walls. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to another therapy session or something. I don't know. And I will see you all next time. This is Robust turning off the station.
Roll, mash and move. Roll, mash and move. I said roll, and mash and move. When you're gonna lose, you gotta mash the move. You gotta roll, then mash the move.